Welcome to Grace Hill Winery. We're awfully glad to have you here to help us harvest grapes today. My name is Dave. I'm one of the owners of Grace Hill Winery, and we've been harvesting grapes here since about 2006. But we're really happy to have you here today. I'm here to give a talk on the video camera because of the pandemic. Things are changing a little bit this year because of the pandemic, and that's why we wanted to send you this video so that you could sort things out at home. We wouldn't all have to get together for one big talk. So we're going to harvest some grapes today, but before we do, I want to talk about some housekeeping issues. First of all, bathrooms. The bathrooms are up in these two buildings. The event center on the right has got 2 bathrooms, and the tasting room on the left has got 1 bathroom. So feel free to use the facilities as you need to. For part of the harvest giveaway this year, we've got these really nice sunglasses that go right over your glasses. How nice! And you also get a water bottle, which I don't have with me right now, but you'll get a water bottle, your own personal water bottle to have, filled with water so that you don't have to use a jug of water, a community water station. So that's going to be some of the differences this year. Let's talk about how you harvest the grapes. These are called grape fork right here. I don't know if Jeff can zero in on this or not.
Gotcha.
But it's got these little razor blades here in the middle, and you just put this over the stem of the cluster and push, and the grape cluster will fall right in your hand. It's really hard to hurt yourself with one of these things. I'm the only person I know have done it, but it's safe, effective, and takes a lot of the wear and tear off your wrist. So we really like these things. You will also have your own personal harvest lug. You'll have your own harvest lug. You'll use today, you only, don't share with anybody else, it's your lug. Fill it as full as you can carry and then bring it over to the macro bins where we will assist you in dumping it into the macro bins if necessary. We'll help you, we'll come lug it for you if you want to. But stay 1 bin per person and hold on to your own grape fork. When you're done harvesting with grape fork, please don't put it in the bin. Take it over to one of the stations and just drop it in a bucket that we'll have there or a box there to return these. If these go through the equipment, they make quite a mess, and that's why we like to return it not in the equipment. Okay, Jeff, I want to show you how to harvest. So I'm going to show you how to harvest the grapes. When you're here, we'll have all the nets off, obviously, so it'll be much easier. But just for the sake of an example, I'll show you how the grape fork works. Here's a nice cluster that we're going to harvest. The grape fork just goes right above, and you just push it forward while you catch the cluster. Boom, done. And then you just drop that in your yellow lug, and you're good to go. It's best if you're working in pairs or foursomes, whoever you sign up with and you're comfortable with during the pandemic. Have 1 person on one side and the other person on the other side, or 2 people on one side, 2 on the other. That way you complete the plant. Be sure you harvest the ripe grapes off of each plant as you go. If you leave grapes behind, we don't make as much wine, and that's bad. So we like you to harvest all of the ripe grapes off the plants that you can. Additionally, we don't like anything in the harvest lugs other than ripe grapes. So, for example, if you accidentally cut off a leaf and that ends up in the bin, leaves don't make good wine, so we don't like the leaves in there. This is called MOG, material other than grapes. So any birds' eggs, spiders, snakes, leaves, we don't like them in the yellow lug. So just ripe grapes. Occasionally you'll run across some grapes that have some rot on them or a blemish of some variety that looks soggy, oozy, yucky. We don't want anything soggy, oozy, or yucky. We only want ripe grapes that are in good condition. Anything questionable, you might ask one of the people out here who's helping with harvest, and they will tell you whether it's a yay or nay on keeping the grapes. Another thing is this year we have a lot of what's called secondary harvest, secondary grapes. You can see up here on the tops, generally, you'll see these grapes that are hard, marble size, and you can't even squish them. They're so firm. We don't want you harvesting these. If you harvest them, throw them on the ground. Do not put them in the lug that we're gonna make wine out of. These don't make good wine because they're just not ripe, and they won't ever get ripe. We generally use these for the grape stomp later in the year. They'll be ripe enough to stomp on, but we don't make wine out of them. So leave these behind, or just if you harvest them, don't put them in your lug, or we'll have to throw them out later. It just makes more work. So that's harvest. When we're done with harvest, we're going to have lunch. F&D barbecue is coming this year again to fix a nice lunch for us all. Because of the pandemic, we're going to serve box lunches to people, so there'll be no buffet line. We encourage people to eat outside. That's why we limited it to 60 people. per harvest so that there's plenty of room outside for everybody to find a seat outside to eat. You'll have your own water bottle. We'll also serve wines that we make from each of the grapes that you harvest. So, for example, if we're harvesting Ceval, that goes into our Prairie Pink and our Chloe's Cuvée, and we'll always serve our delicious sangria as well. So we'll have plenty of things for you to choose from to drink with your lunch from F&D. And you'll be able to be socially distanced. As far as when you get to the winery and start to check in, we will assign you various places in the vineyard so we maintain good social distancing between the bubbles of people that you have been assigned to. So we will try to be very organized with that and try to keep everybody safe, including staff and everybody here, so you won't have to worry about being too close to others and contracting the virus. I think that's about it. Oh, of course, there's always the marketing ploy at the end. You will get a 20% discount on all goods and items inside the tasting room today. Have a good time. We look forward to seeing you here. And again, thank you for coming out.